here with Jim Bradley, who's the CEO of ADL, and we're in Jim's office on Water Street in Summerside, and you've got a big operation here and another one out at Reed's Corner, and a lot of farmers out through the province. How many farmers would be part of the co-op?
Well, 170 farms
Great.
producing milk for our operation now.
That's a big part of the PEI economy.
It's a huge part. Their revenue will be likely around, be $80 million or so this year that we put into the farm community.
And that's really the check that goes to the farmer.
That's the check that goes to the farmer.
And employees, how many employees would you have?
We're between 250 and 275.
That's fantastic, and that's a big part of our total economy. It'd be one of the large private sector.
Yeah, our payroll
employers.
would run nearly $15 million.
Great. And tell us a bit about what you've seen in the way of development or growth in the last while, then, Jim.
We are having some pretty significant growth from the last 3 or 4 years. We've been very fortunate in being able to market PEI dairy products to a market that appreciates quality. We are one of the few remaining plants in Canada who process dairy products strictly from milk, and there is a market niche out there is prepared to pay for quality and products that's made with Canadian milk.
So that gets through to butter, cheese, evaporated milk, and direct consumable milk.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
And just maybe if you took those, are you seeing growth in butter and cheese?
Butter and cheese is growing. Our butter and cheese for this calendar year, we're up in excess of 20% on that product, and evaporated milk, we're up about 15% in those numbers as well. And we have customers who are looking to continue that growth pattern, and are asking for longer-term commitments. And an indication from the company and the dairy producer and the agricultural infrastructure that dairy is going to continue to play an important piece in the future.
Well, it's amazing when you go from, of course, the part that ADL plays through to what the farmers are doing, whether it's in robotics or genetics or product development. PEI is in a very strong position.
Absolutely, and if you take a drive through the countryside, I'm amazed at the number of new barns that are being built by dairy producers, the number of modernization investments in either feeding equipment or milking robotic equipment. We're very encouraged as well by the number of farmers who appear to be moving into the province from either Nova Scotia or Ontario to invest in farms here. A lot of them are coming in are younger farmers moving in as couples, so it really speaks well, I think, for the future that we're not going to go out by attrition. We've got lots of people who are interested in investing.
So you look out beyond the operation that you have here, in effect, at the national and international market, which is really where you're challenged or where you're called to be competitive. In this region, we've seen a number of major operations kind of decline. Doesn't seem to be the case at ADL. How would you describe your standing kind of in a regional or national context?
Well, the board of directors for the company here have made it well known that they want to preserve the company's independence, and they feel that it's important that we be in a position where we are able to process and handle and market the milk from our own members. And in doing so, we need to develop relationships with customers and organizations who are going to be able to have a market, whether it be domestic in Canada or whether it be export opportunities. But it's the focus is to make sure there's a place for PEI dairy farm, the milk from PEI dairy farms, to go for processing and into an end market. So.
And you're more than holding your own.
We're holding our own. Yeah.
So tell me then, to come back to you, Jim, as I'll call it entrepreneurial leader, might not have been, you'd be too modest to say that yourself. In any case, where do you see that coming from in your own background?
Well, I guess part of growing up on a family farm operation, you certainly learned what hard work was. You learned the benefits of hard work, I guess, and the the appreciation for a job well done. Sometimes it's just self-satisfaction. The group of dairy producers that I have the privilege of working for, I see every day how hard they work, and I see the investments they've made, and it's a responsibility to make sure that we don't let them down. So we come to work every morning and roll our sleeves up and say we've got a lot of people depending upon us. So let's walk out of here proud.
Yeah, and you know, that's interesting what you said about starting out on a mixed farm. One can't help but be entrepreneurial, I think, for starters, by understanding that everything has a season.
That's
It
right.
has to get done by a certain time, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Well, that's great. Thanks for this and for the conversation we've had
Right.
about what's taking place
Okay.
here and in our
Appreciate
industry on the island.
Okay, appreciate your interest in it.
Great, Jim.
Okay,
Thanks.
thanks.